Hello, friends. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is not the usual way that I will start a video, and I like to share planning and journaling videos here on YouTube, Instagram, and once again on TikTok. But I'm really excited to show you my stationery stash, where I keep my stash, and I want to talk a little bit about how I make decisions on what I keep and what I let go of. January is a popular time for decluttering and destashing. And so I thought I would kind of share with you like my logic in how I think about keeping my stash minimal, but being intentional about what I'm keeping. January is really like prime time for declutter. So I store all of my stationery in two cabinets that live underneath my printer. This is a Alpha storage shelf by the Container Store. And to the best of my ability, I try to keep my stash to one large cabinet and one small pull-out shelf. The pull-out shelf has pen refills, ink bottles, correction tape, pens, markers, pencil cases, sticky notes, etc. This cabinet stays pretty minimal overall, but what I have a much harder time with is my stationery cabinet right below it. So I want to talk about how I think about decluttering, so that maybe this can inspire you as you're thinking of getting rid of some things in the new year. All right, so when I think about destashing and decluttering, I'm thinking about four priorities, and I want to go through those four. The first one is notebooks. I will rarely throw away a notebook unless it's completely full. I just think that they are so versatile. Pick them up, put them down. You can use them in a million and one different ways. Unless you've filled the entire book, I don't believe there's any real need to destash it. But on the flip side, that means, if you're like me and you never throw away a notebook, be mindful of how many new notebooks you're bringing in. But that's something for me that I just don't throw away. I think that the large majority of notebooks in my stash are used in some way, shape, or form, but they're not completely full, so I hold on to them. That's a Planner Monkey Co. A5 notebook. Ooh, things are a little tight in this cabinet, as you can see, so I'll probably have to be making some more decisions soon. This is a Sterling Ink notebook. Fairly used, but with plenty of open grid, so I'm holding on to that. Oh, pardon me. Let's see, what else? I have a few notebooks. Let me just pull this out a little bit. I have a few notebooks that are completely unused. This is a Hemlock and Oak A5 notebook. It's so beautiful. I love the glittery. I haven't touched this notebook at all, so that's just here in my stash. So notebooks of all kinds, unless they are completely used up. Hold on, so many things in here. Unless they are completely used up, I'm going to hold on to. But I do try to be careful about how many I accumulate. Another thing that I try not to destash, my next category is special sizing. One day, maybe sooner than later, I might decide that I want to try a new size, that I want to experiment with what a certain size feel. And when I talk about size, I usually mean planner sizes, A5, A6, B6, TN standard, etc. And so I try to keep at least one of all of the planning sizes in my stash, so that if I ever need to explore that size, I have maybe not the exact product that I'm interested in, but I have something relative in size to compare to. I'll particularly point out this HP Mini. I don't see myself using this particular notebook anytime soon, but I'm not going to destash it because I want something to reference HP Mini with if I ever do get the itch or curiosity to jump back into this. So while it was completely unused, this is all 2024 for the most part. Well, half of it is 2024, but even when we move into 2026, I'll probably keep this because it's a good reference for what HP Mini size is. I have pretty much all of the sizes. Let's see, this is pockets. This is a pocket. This is a 6. Do I have passport? I do have passport. This is passport. More A6. I've got some B6. I've got TN standard. I've got a B6 slim. So I have a notebook or some kind of stationery for kind of every size in that the planner world might offer. I just really would love to reference these sizes if I ever get the itch to try. So I don't need to have 20 things that I don't need in a particular size, but I try to hold on to at least one. The next thing I think about when I am deciding on what to declutter and what to keep is specialty paper. There are some shops that just have particular kinds of paper that I would like to hold on to for if, again, I get the itch or if I get the curiosity for trying out something from that shop or that brand. For example, Stalogy and Stalogy notebooks have very particular paper that folks absolutely adore. And this is a notebook, so I also have plenty of unused pages. But I also like to keep around notebooks so that I can sample their particular paper if I'm ever thinking about picking something up that's new from this brand. So I have Stalogy notebooks. I have Planner Monkey Co. notebooks, and they use a Tomoe River paper. I have a Hobonichi planner if I want to get a sense for what that paper is like. Let's see, this is a Midori planner. So to kind of get a sense for even the color and just the feel and how pen works on certain notebooks, I'll hang on to some of these just so that I can have a reference for the kind of paper that shop uses. I think this is a Wonderland 222 notebook. Grab that. This is a Wonderland 222 notebook, and they have very particular paper. So I will always hold on to this, probably even if I fill the entire notebook, so that I can always get a sense for what their paper is like. Now, I have all the pink, so 1, 2, 3 Planner Monkey Co. notebooks. Once these notebooks are filled up, I don't see myself holding on to all of them. And that's just because I have plenty of other A6 notebooks I can reference. So when this is full, I will throw it out. All you really need is one. Here is a Weeks. So I have a Sterling Ink undated Weeks. Again, always have one size reference in your stash. But do you need more than one? Probably not. Some other specialty paper, things like my Rosie Papeterie Wellness Journal has very particular paper. Ooh, this is the, gosh, what is this in here? This is the, oh, I forget what this is called. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is a Nolte planner. And this planner also has very particular paper. Very like delicious, wonderful paper. But if I ever want to pick up another Nolte, I will kind of pull this out of my stash to just do a quick check-in with how I like the paper and what the paper was like. So that is something that I won't be destashing. And so this is kind of my thoughts on specialty papers, and always have a reference for a particular shop's paper. Last but not least, when I'm thinking about what I keep in my stash and what I let go of, is I think about different planner shops. So there are certain shops in the community that we know and love. There's Sterling Ink, there's Paper Test Designs, there's Stalogy, there's Owl Paper Journal, there's Planner Monkey Co., there's Hemlock and Oak. There are a ton of really Wonderland 222. There are a ton of really wonderful planner shops in the community. And in addition to thinking about specialty paper, I will try to keep at least one frame of reference for each of these shops. So for example, the Wonderland 222, that's really something I'm going to hold on to because I want to like have a reference for what this shop is like. Wonderland 222, for example, they have a very particular B6 size that's different from some other B6 size products. It's kind of hard to tell from this comparison. Yeah, it's a little hard to tell from this comparison, but their sizing is just slightly off for the B6. And so that's something that I'll always hold on to so I can keep like that reference in mind. Of course, I have plenty of sterling ink in here, but I'm going to always try to keep at least one sterling ink planner in my collection. I'm not in sterling ink at the moment, but one day if I want to be, I will definitely pull out this planner to just kind of refresh my memory on what that shop is like and what their products are like and what I can expect when if I decide to pick something new up from that shop. Let's see if there's something else here. I have this pocket Moleskine. Yes. So if I ever think about going back to this in the future, I have something from the brand for reference. I also have, let's see, these are TN standard inserts from Good Ink Impressions. I will keep at least one of these books in my stash, even if I fill it up, so I can just have that point of reference for the brand. And I really don't need more than one item for each. And I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, one more thing. No, I think this is a Moleskine as well. Yeah, just keep like these little notebooks. They're not completely full, even though I've used them. But when this runs out, I'll have to decide which Moleskine I keep. Moleskine also has some very like particular sizes. So I might hold on to this because this doesn't quite match any of the traditional stationery sizes. Ooh, another thing, same thing with Aura Estelle. They have a particular B6 that I find to be slightly different than some other B6s. And so this is something I might hold on to. And of course, it's not completely full. But as a point of reference, if in the future I want to pick up something in B6 from this shop. And that's kind of how I think about what I keep. I'm not even going to try to like fit this back in here. So I'm going to place it right there. So that is kind of how I think about my stash and what I think about when it's time to start letting things go. It's also really important to me that I try to keep everything in one cabinet. The other cabinet in this, the other shelves in this cabinet are filled with other things. And so I would really love to just keep my stash to this one cabinet and no more. If I'm really having a hard time squeezing things in here, it's time to let things go. And I go back to those 4 categories in making the decision on what to let go. Notebooks, are they used? Are they empty? Sizes, do I have at least one item to reflect all of the sizes in the planner community? Specialty paper, have I accounted for all of the lovely paper out there? Hold on to anything that gives me a feel for a particular shop's paper. And last but not least, do I have something that reflects all of my favorite planner shop and planner brands? Because I always love to hold on to at least one item from every shop that I support as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was insightful. I encourage you to go through your stash and let things go. Be strategic so you don't get FOMO down the line, but start letting those things go. Set some parameters around how much you're going to keep in your stash, where you're going to keep where you're going to keep your stash, and just be intentional about what you let go. I think it could be so tempting, especially when we get overwhelmed, to just throw the baby out with the bathwater. But you might really miss some of these things. So think it through a little bit, but I still do encourage folks to think about letting things go in the new year. Thank you so much for watching, y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.